Hi, this is Inky35, and I'm making this video in response to a comment that I received by one of my old friends on YouTube. This is in reference to a video that I made called "The Hebrew God of the Bible is Not the Bullgod." Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read what I received from Truthiracy 3. And as you can see right here, there is no way for me to reply like you see on this guy. There's reply, reply, but there's no replying to Truthiracy 3. That's because I have been censored. I cannot reply to him, but he's over on my channel. And in any event, I made this video over 3 years ago. And the video that I made was because this guy had come over from Truthiracy 3's channel and was talking to me on my channel about the Bullgod. So I explained everything. If anybody wants to listen to what I'm saying here, the Hebrew God of the Bible is not the Bullgod. I'm referencing the gods that Truthiracy likes to state to his subscribers, that these gods over Moab, Ammon, and the Sidonians, and these people are worshiping the Hebrews' God, which is listed in this video under 1 Kings 11:1 through 8, 2 Kings 17:7 through 18, 2 Kings 23:4 through 15, and 2 Kings 23:10. Now, the reason why I'm referencing the Bible is because I'm trying to show this, excuse me, this individual that came over why the Hebrews' God is not the bull god. Because Christopher Lord always references the God of the Bible as Moloch. He references him as Baal. He references him as Enlil. And he says that Enlil is El, which I have specifically stated that El is a title of a name, or it's just a generality of God. That is not a name, it's a title. It means mighty, strength, and it can mean God. But around these areas that I'm mentioning in 1 Kings and 2 Kings, it's talking about the gods that were present. So I end up in this video, I'm letting you know who they are and how they relate. So he comes over, and I have no way of, responding to him. I wrote him a letter, and I sent it to his inbox, and I told him, look, I'm censored. I have no way to respond to you and what he's stating here. But this is what he says to me. You are so funny. The horse was related to the sun after the ancient bull was. Was Marduk a solar horse? LOL, no. He was the solar calf. I'm going to stop right there. He was the solar calf. No, Marduk is not even a sun god. Marduk is not a solar calf. There has been some people that try to link him to Utu because of the name of Mardu-u-tuk. So because of this, and if anybody studies the scholars and what they're saying, especially when it comes down to the name Utu, because later on he was called Marduk, but the real name after Asaluhi, he becomes Mardu-u-tuk. So while they were trying to equate where he belonged in the pantheons of two different empires, which is the Assyrian Empire and the Babylonian Empire during the time of Hammurabi, they were trying to equate the new kingdoms while they were switching over, and trying to equate Marduk as the son of the sun, which is Shamash or Utu. But that wasn't the case, because when they continued on down the line, when you look at Shamash, he's called a second rank. He's not the first rankings of the gods, which was Anu, Enlil, Ninhursag, and Enki, or Ea. And so when they're relating him as the solar cap because of the Mardu-u-tuk, you have to have an understanding of what was transferring in the empire at that time with the related empire that was fighting at the time, and how they were trying to elevate their gods above the other gods, which Shamash has never been a top tier god in the pantheon of the Anunnaki. He was a second tier god, which had a different rank, and was the son of Sin, which is the son of Enlil. So as far as Marduk being a solar calf, no, he is not a solar calf, because Marduk has been related as the son of Enki or Anki, and that means he is a first tier god, and that is why he is not a solar calf. He is not a sun god, never has been a sun god. That was just the discrepancies with the writers and the priestly sources that they were writing to try to intertwine. But due to the fact that Anki is his father, a first tier god, that makes him a first tier god, and Shamash is second tier because he's in the pantheon of Sin with Ishtar as well. But anyway, so you go on to say, in which this right here, by the way, has nothing to do with what I'm talking about in this video. And I think the reason why he's bringing up the solar horse, and because he's trying to act like I said this stuff in this video, I did not. It's really strange how he's like just going on with what he's saying. It has nothing to do. So the only thing I can see with the solar horse is that I had mentioned in here about the chariots of the sun for Kamash, which is Shamash, the god of the Moabites. And so that's the only place I can see where he's trying to reflect solar horse. And he's laughing, LOL, no. Well, I never said that Marduk was a solar horse ever. And so I don't know what he's talking about. But as far as him being the solar calf, no. And I will make a video showing that he is not and how it correlates. But anyway, I'm not going to put it in here. I'm just talking. So did Gilgamesh sacrifice the horse of heaven to Shamash or Utu? No, he says. Gilgamesh sacrificed the bull of heaven to Shamash. Were the Egyptians the children of the horse? Oh my God, no. They were the cattle of Ra. What does this have to do with what I'm speaking about in this video? Nothing whatsoever, except for the fact that they were worshiping the gods that they weren't supposed to be worshiping. And then he goes and states they were the cattle of Ra. The horse was a later adaptation to the sun, as we see in the biblical horses of Revelation during Greek and Roman times. And I'm going to let you know right now, Truthiracy, I'm not talking about Greek and Roman times. I'm talking about ancient Babylonian times, hundreds of years before Revelation was ever written. I see a problem with what you're doing is because you are actually looking at the New Testament with the Old Testament, which these two religions do not belong together at all. So as far as you talk about the four horses of the end of the year, fall, hell, and the four horses of Apollo, which makes the annual 8-wheel year, my dear, LOL. that you just had to point that out, and you will make a video and destroy this when I am done with my book. What I'm talking about has nothing to do with Revelation, and I can get into that as well. In this video, it seems that you have a hard time. It's almost like a cognitive dissonance, because you're constantly stating that the Hebrews' God is the Bullgod, yet you call him Moloch, you're calling him Baal, you're saying that he's Enlil. He's not Enlil. And it's like you're trying to put all these gods together and make it one, which it's not him. And this is why the Israelites were punished. And it's sort of strange. It's like a cognitive dissonance. You don't go on. You don't want to see what it really says, where it says that they were punished. Every single time I point this out to you, it states that they were punished for worshiping and giving their children over to Moloch, and that those that did give their children over to Moloch needed to die, to be killed, because they're murderers, they're evil. And you are trying to state that this same God that's telling them to do that is Moloch and is Baal or Baal. And you continue saying that, even though I have pointed out several times. And as a matter of fact, I really didn't need to point out anything again, but just the verses in this video makes your bull god bite the dust, because he's not what you're saying he is. And you're the one who is drawn away from the truth about what it states in the Bible, because you don't want to believe that the Bible's real. And whether you believe it's real or not, it's the context of what is being relayed in the story that needs to be paid attention to, not just making up whatever you want along the way and then ignoring the rest with your cognitive dissonance. Because if you did continue to go on, you would see that what you are saying is incorrect, 100% incorrect. You say you're 100% correct, but it's 100% incorrect. And you know, you want to come over to me and tell me I'm going to tear you a new one, my dear. Well, no, you aren't. Anyway, you say, have a great day, and just know that the real truth is coming, and it will be understandable to you. The bull was worshipped thousands of years before the horse. What does that have to do with what I'm speaking about? Your work and what you're doing has nothing to do with what I do. It has nothing to do with any of your etymology. You know, you say that you know all of this stuff and that you're the first one to do this and stuff, but you had to have read this. You had to have researched and read to find out the things you find out. But what's interesting to me is that you actually think that the Bible is incorrect. Well, you'll sit there and try to use it to say that this is who it is in the Bible, and you try to prove it wrong, and you say that it's either 100% truth or it's 100% lies, and then you'll use what you're saying as lies to tell the truth. So you state, the truth to the fool is lies to the wise. Well, you have fooled a lot of people with your truth, because this is not how it is. And after I'm done making this video, I'm going to end up putting out some real history, because you're just so stuck on this bull god that you cannot see past the point where he is not Moloch and he's not Baal. And for some reason you just can't see that. And I can't make you, you know, I can't push you to read what it's saying. You have to do that yourself. Anyway, You say you love the part where I laughed. The suffix, a BLE is full. You will regret that ignorance, but it's okay. I know you mean well. You just did not know that this was all a lesson for you to learn, not me. No, Christopher, I already know everything you say about the Bullgod. I mean, we were friends a long time ago. We talked about it's not like you're saying anything new. I already know about what you're talking about, but you aren't understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to go on. You say the Bullgod El, who creates Adam, the Adami. Where is Byblos? Well, that's in Canaan. And the reason why they called it Byblos was because of the books. They would trade papyri with Egypt. And that's another thing you just like, I don't even care what you're teaching. As a matter of fact, it's not as grand as you actually think it is. And I'm not trying to, be mean or anything. I'm not interested in it because I see past what you see. You don't see what I see. My work has nothing to do with you. Whether I'm using the Bible to do comparisons, even if you wanted to compare what you're doing with the Bible, you are calling the God of the Hebrews Satan. You're calling him evil. You're calling him wicked. You laugh. You laugh in the face of these believers. You laugh in the face of people if they do not agree with you. You think that you're so grand, like as if everything you're saying is the truth. Well, you know what? Good for you and your so-called truth. I don't care about your so-called truth. It's not the truth. So you say, in the very place where they worship the ancient bull god El, I am going to tear you a new one, my dear. Listen, in the Bible, in these verses right here, 1 Kings 11, 1 through 8, 2 Kings 17, 7 through 18, 2 Kings 23, 4 through 15, and 2 Kings 23, 10. And yes, I am referencing the Bible because this is where you're talking about. You are talking that they worshipped the ancient bull god El. Yes, they did. And it specifically states they did. And they were punished for doing so. And so it states in the Bible, because they worshipped Moloch, because they worshipped Baal. And there's not just one. Baal is not just one god. There's many gods there. And these are the children of Enlil. They were worshiping all these people. Dagon. I bet, I could completely just smash what you're saying, because every single one of these gods that you're mentioning is what the Bible says it's against. And for some reason, I don't know why, maybe you lack comprehension skills. You don't know how to comprehend that. Or because you see that it does say that you have to bypass that. Because if you actually accepted that, then that would destroy your whole premise on everything you're stating in your own work. And the thing is that all these people that are following you, and I'm not trying to put them down or anything, with all due respect, they're only seeing what you're telling them, which if they themselves actually read, they would be able to see that that's not what it's saying. What you say is not what the Bible says. And I don't have to believe in Jesus, and I don't have to believe in any God. It doesn't matter if you believed or you didn't believe. It still says what it says. The only thing is that obviously you have some problem. You're so mad at God for whatever reason it is. You'll state that God is real. There is a creator, you say. There is a creator, but you know what God, you don't know who God is, but you know what he is not. That doesn't even make sense. It's oxymoronic. And you don't put out any sources. The books that I read, and when people ask me about things, I tell them where to go. I tell them the books to look at. Some of the books that I use, which is straight from the scholars, cost like $500 each, $400 to $500. Not everybody can buy these books. And so when I'm using the sources that I use in my works, I'm using scholars. I'm going from what the scholars have stated. And you can't just buy these books. I mean, you can't just get these books online. You have to get them. You have to buy them from the J stores and universities and stuff like that. You can't just get these books and open them up without paying for them, for the real scholarly works. Down here you say I should make a video and destroy this video. This is so funny. I never saw this before, LOL. You'll want a copy of my new book, The Bullgod of the Bible, the Taurus Torah, the elite elders of the Illuminati, lies, rolling on the floor laughing. I will accept your apology when you realize I am 100% correct. Watch and see. Peace, love, and wisdom. Are you like in competition with me or something? Because I don't even care what you do. And as far as you writing the Bullgod of the Bible, the Torah, good for you. But what are you doing on my channel anyway, Christopher? You know, what are you looking for something? Are you looking for new material? Are you wanting to see what you can start on next? Because are you like losing things to do, trying to figure something else out because you have nothing left except for going back into the same thing you talk about the Bullgod? And so you want to use me as a stepping stone to try to, I don't know, what are you wanting to do? Because I'll tell you what, if you want to make a video, you go ahead and do it. But, you know, I'm very well educated in this area. And just because you think you're 100% correct doesn't mean anything. So, I can explain quite well, which I plan on doing anyway. But I just wanted to make this video to you. So if that's what you think you have to do, whatever, do it. But it's not going to take anything away from what I'm saying at all, because you just repeat yourself. And you censor me on top of it to where I can't respond to you while you're writing in my forum. So, like I said, you know, go on in the book and you'll see that he's not Moloch or Baal. And I pretty much know all the theories that you guys are running around trying to make whatever truths you can out of the lies. It doesn't matter to me. My work is completely different from yours. And it's funny, you're saying I should make a video and destroy this video. Peace, love, and wisdom. Really? Whatever. So you go ahead and you do it. And I'll explain the real truth of the history of these ancient gods. And it doesn't matter if you follow Akaria S. And it doesn't matter if you are using Jordan Maxwell. And it doesn't matter if you're using Michael Jordan in the Encyclopedia of the Gods. I'm using the scholars, the real scholars. But anyway. Well, Christopher Baal, because that's what Lord means anyway, is Baal or Baal. That's all I got to say for now. Anyway, wishing you a great day. And I'll talk to you later. I'm waiting for you to publish your book that you said you've been about ready to publish for how many years now? About the same thing. But good luck with that. And I'll talk to you later. I'll be waiting for that video after you publish your book. I'll talk to you then. Bye.